we are running out of time to restore sanity to Canada. I live in Ottawa, and it's an absolute embarrassment. There are parades going on today with half-naked grown men walking around our streets. What is this supposed to signify? Exposing yourself to young children? It's disgusting and it's damaging to people. We used to be a culture that valued hard work, sovereignty, self-reliance. The idea that if you put your everything into something, you can make something of yourself. Now we're a culture of victims and whiners that cordon ourselves into groups and talk about being proud of ourselves for absolutely nothing, for no values. No values. If we don't wake up soon enough, Canada, this country is going to cease to exist. Our sovereignty and freedom of speech are the two pillars of Western civilization. The opportunity to say, we have borders, we protect our borders, we protect our people, and the idea that every Canadian has their own tongue and they can speak for what matters to them, what means to them. That is the difference between being a free man and somebody who's caged by their government. Yet in Canada, I see nearly no discussion surrounding these two topics. 8 million invaders into this country in under a decade, yet we allow another 800,000 in Q1 2025. And nobody in our media, CBC, CTV, nobody says a goddamn thing about it because they're on the payroll of this government. Bills like Bill C-63, which literally shut down freedom of speech in this country, yet nobody lifts a finger, says anything about it. Bill C-2, which allows the government to grab any communications from any Canadian citizen in the so-called national security interest. Nobody lifts a finger, says anything about it. Bill C-4, which retroactively absolves the Canadian government of responsibility for misuse of any Canadian's data. Yet nobody raises a finger, says anything about it. Canada, wake up out of your morass, sleepy, we think we live in this great democracy because our government puts this woke veneer on, but really, our government is some of the most intolerant group of people I've ever seen. If you don't fall in line with their crazy far left-wing worldview that valorizes things like walking around in the streets largely exposed to young children, you're a fascist. It's true insanity, the inversion of values. But one thing we have to realize is that this is not a mistake. The cloud-driven strategy has been used since the 1960s by far left-wing groups in order to disrupt societies. You think that allowing 8 million invaders into the country in a decade, you think that going directly at our freedom of speech, you think that directly going after our charter rights and freedoms is a mistake? No, it's the exact opposite of that. They want a population at war with itself. They push these divisive woke issues because if there were a united Canada, it would not be easy to pull the wool over our eyes. But as currently constituted, it's incredibly easy. The Western provinces, the values of these provinces versus what you see in Quebec, in Ontario, are so different that it's nearly impossible to unite the country. And it's due to leaders like Justin Trudeau and Mark Carney, who push this woke, crazy BS. I won't get too far into it because otherwise you get censored in Canada. You cannot even criticize these absolutely insane woke left-wing policies because you get defined as a hater or a bigot. So they shut down any discussion. They push this divisive stuff and they tell you to shut up and take it. My God, the transformation in Canada, anybody who has lived here for the entirety of their life knows that the shift, even from 2015 to 2025, let alone from 2000 to 2025, is so extreme, it's nearly impossible to describe it. You walk around Canadian cities today, the amount of open crack smoking, the amount of derangement, the amount of hedonic garbage that we see, the lack of any unity between Canadians. What puts us together as Canadians, the true free north, sovereignty, the ability to speak our minds, it has dissipated from our culture so badly. We have a prime minister who says kooky things on a day-to-day basis. Again, I'm even nervous to talk about exactly what Mark Carney says, because you'll get banned from social media platforms. I see conservative after conservative after conservative being banned from platforms for simply stating obvious truths. And that's what they do. They create a culture of fear where if you don't fall in line with the woke propaganda, you are labeled a hater. But we're not the haters. The far left loons are the haters. So don't allow them to pull the wool over your eyes and make them think there's something wrong with you for being a traditional Canadian, proud of traditional values. In the end, we will win out. But we need to start fighting, and we need to come together now, because these loons are starting to take our cities over. It's undeniable. You walk around and you see what's going on. I'm afraid to even show these people, because like I said, you're afraid you'll get taken down. But today in Ottawa, it's insanity. Our cities have become insane. I'm setting up a rally Saturday, September 13th, Parliament Hill, Take Canada Back rally, same date as they're doing it in the UK. Set up by Tommy Robinson. Take that country back. Get rid of the absolutely insane immigration policies that are destroying this country. Say no to wokeism. Back to common sense Canadian values. Let me know if you're interested in attending. 12 p.m. Saturday, September 13th. I'm over 10K followers on TikTok now, so there's a good likelihood they're gonna axe my account. Please make sure you're following me on YouTube, youtube.com/FightForCanada2025, youtube.com/FightForCanada2025. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe. It really helps me out. But patriotic Canadians outnumber these people 10-1. But we just need to I know most patriotic Canadians are busy actually working, but we need to get out on the streets, make our voices heard. Saturday, September 13th, Parliament Hill, noon, Take Canada Back rally. Let's go.